active compound, active molecule that you want to concentrate. And that's exactly what we do. The type A polymers that give cinnamon its benefits, its activity, that's what we target. And obviously in targeting it, that's what makes it a successful product.
Extremely affordable as well, 30, 60, 120 or 240. Even the largest size comes in at just $44.90. Every size is on 3 FlexPay, and you get $20 savings if you go for that large size. It's Andrew, you know, with these kind of reviews, it's certainly intriguing to give it a go for folks wanting to try it out.
Yeah, it's a product that when you read the reviews and when you consider that there really isn't, other than the medical things that our doctor advises us to do, that we should adhere to, whether it's medications or changes in our diet, things like that, there's really not a lot we could do additionally to deliver benefit. And cinnamon is the first ingredient in 41 years of making supplements. It really was the first one to come along that had great scientific support in terms of supporting healthy blood sugar metabolism and hence healthy insulin metabolism. So it's an exciting opportunity. But again, it's not a drug, it's not a medicine, but it's a wonderful tool that could help us in an area that a lot of us are putting a significant amount of effort into.
Well, something we don't want to forget is just a moment on our berberine, which is, of course, all about the barberry plant. This also, Andrew, for supporting blood sugar balance, and they go hand in hand. Berberine
is, if I talked about cinnamon being the first ingredient that had scientific support in terms of supporting healthy blood sugar and insulin metabolism, berberine would be the second. And the science might even be more compelling. But unlike cinnamon, where you just take 1 capsule per day, berberine, you're going to have to take 1 or 2 capsules with each meal. But as I said, the science is incredibly compelling on berberine. In addition, it also offers supportive benefits for our lipids as well, cholesterol, LDL cholesterol. So it helps us in 2 areas that are incredibly important. My dog Lincoln is laying on the sofa, and he was just in such a cute position, so I just took a picture of him.
Hey, Link!
I should send it now to put on air. But he's just adorable. He had surgery the other day, so he's recovering quickly, but he's doing well.
What kind of surgery? Is he all right?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a lucky sort of thing, but it was surgery for like a growth for not my favorite thing to talk about on air, his anal gland, which is something that all dogs possess. So, but it was kind of a cancer surgery, but he seems to be doing fantastic. So he's 13 years old, but he bounced back. It's only been 48 hours, and he bounced back really quickly.
Give him a hug for us. We're showing pictures of Lincoln right now. And how's Marcel doing as well?
Marcel's 10 years younger than Lincoln, and Marcel is as crazy as ever. But Lincoln still keeps him in line. So Lincoln just, right after surgery was already just doing his job. They're herding dogs, and Lincoln was herding Marcel.
Oh, well, we love both of them. Truly, we do. Amazing dogs. If you ever watch HSN, oftentimes when things get back to normal, you'll see them live on set, and we love those special moments. We do. Talking of special moments, it's always a moment in the show when we get to talk about coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, one of the most popular choices for vitamin supplements in America and the world today. It started with Andrew Lessman really being that voice, making it available, and all these years later, it continues to be one of the #1 biggest sellers for Andrew and for the Home Shopping Network. We're going to talk about energy, our immune system, and quite honestly, every other system in between. There are so many CoQ10 products on the market, and chances are many, many thousands of people watching right now are taking a CoQ10 that you maybe bought from the big box store or the vitamin store. Stay with us for at least the next 4, 5, 6 minutes, because this is a better product. Hands down, it's a better product from the quality of the ingredients to the comprehensive nature of the ingredients. If you're going to take a CoQ10 product, let's at least take the best. Andrew, why is this the best?
Well, I think our experience enables us to make a better product. And by experience, when I introduced my CoQ10 product back in 1984, there were no CoQ10 products that you could find in any store anywhere. You wouldn't see them in doctor's offices. It wasn't anywhere. To my knowledge, at that time, I was the first person who brought coenzyme Q10 into this country from its manufacturer in Japan to incorporate into my product. I was doing it at that time mostly for athletes, elite athletes, professional athletes, because they knew that supporting their energy systems was all about supporting their performance and also supporting their recovery, because recovery takes energy. And so that was back in 1984. Now fast forward to, say, 10, 15 years ago, CoQ10 was recognized for being critically important for all of us in terms of our creating the energy we need. If we take any number of medications, from statin drugs that lower cholesterol, they lower cholesterol effectively. They equally effectively lower CoQ10, which is why in all likelihood one of the most common side effects of statin drug use is fatigue. And if you're taking antidepressants, if you're taking drugs for osteoporosis like bisphosphonates, if you're taking things like beta blockers for hypertension, high blood pressure, virtually all medications, because of their impact on our liver, have an impact on CoQ10 metabolism and synthesis. And as a result, have an impact on our energy level, have an impact on how we feel, and an impact on the quality of our life. So CoQ10, I would say, as far as a single ingredient, I always talk about vitamin D being so critically important. I would say CoQ10 is more important than the other vitamins or B vitamins you might find in a multivitamin. And technically, CoQ10 would be, or even should be, a vitamin, except, in fact, its very name, when something functions as a coenzyme, that's what vitamins generally do in our body. So by its very name, CoQ10 sounds like a vitamin. The only reason it's not technically a vitamin, and the most important of vitamins, is solely because our body can make a little bit of it. And the definition of a vitamin is something our body needs, but our body can't make. But if our body makes very little of it, not enough of it, I think technically it should be considered a vitamin, especially if you look at how it functions. So I wouldn't dream of going a day without getting my coenzyme Q10. And I think the more you learn about CoQ10, and I've been enjoying its benefits for, gosh, now it's 37 years, the more you learn about it, the more you also wouldn't want to go a day without it.
And I feel the exact same way, and we're not alone, as some of these reviews are going to share with you. Remembering there are 3,400 perfect 5-star reviews out of 4,000 reviews, so overwhelming response to this.
Almost 90% 5-star reviews.
You really can't get much better than that. That is remarkable. Top of the line ingredients with so many CoQ10 products on the market. This is the finest ingredients that does not upset your stomach and boosts your energy. I'm a customer for life. Thank you, Andrew, for educating us and bringing the finest products available to HSN. Swear by this supplement. I take this supplement every day and have my elderly mother taking it as well. My mother is on cardiac medication, so I make sure to buy this whenever it's available as a monthly special or today's special. Wonderful supplement if you're feeling sluggish and lethargic. Finally, Sandy says, very happy with this product. My husband and I have been using Andrew Lessman's coenzyme Q10 for about 8+ years. Over 8 years, it is the best. We will never be without them. I feel the difference. Product, we are 64 and 68. We take this for circulatory and cardio health. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, when you originally started on QVC and, of course, now HSN and QVC, you broke the mold. The Home Shopping Network was always about showcasing and innovating and featuring products that typically you couldn't find in the marketplace. And what you did was really take that to an absolutely extraordinary level. Products that weren't available at typical retail stores, and really this opportunity, this avenue to help educate, to help give information across. And that changed everything for home shopping.
It's a unique platform for providing education. It's also a unique platform for a company like mine that's different, that most vitamins are made by contract manufacturers, and the people who sell them are just marketers,
right,
or just retailers. So without QVC and HSN to have provided this platform, because I invested all of my resources into manufacturing and creating these unique products. I didn't have a marketing budget. I still really don't have a marketing budget. So it really was a unique platform for me. And one of the most important, speaking of education, one of the most important educational points about CoQ10 is kind of one of the biggest ironies is we all know about its role in energy production, but also we most of us know about its role in heart health, and cardiologists are probably the doctors that most recommend it most frequently. The highest concentration of CoQ10 is found in the heart. But most medications that we take to support heart health, statin drugs, beta blockers, things for hypertension, those drugs actually lower the levels of the most important heart healthy ingredient in our body, CoQ10. I mean, that's a really unfortunate irony that the things we take for heart health might be supporting us in one area, but they're harming us in another area by potentially compromising our levels of CoQ10, which are essential to healthy heart function.
There's not, there's obviously so much to choose from, but there really is no comparison when you look at Andrews. And the pricing, again, it's not like you're paying more for it. No additives, fillers, or binders, nothing artificial, nothing that you shouldn't really be having in an ideal world. Everything in it is pure and real and authentic. If you'd like to order today, great sizing available. 240 caps is down to $139.90, so you save $60. Free shipping and handling, 3 flex pay, we get it to you. Nearly 4,000 now sold. And Andrew, to your point, you say you don't have a marketing budget. You don't need one because you got me as a walking billboard. Everybody I speak to, I talk about Andrew Lessman's products.
We used to, in the old days of my company, we put a little note in our products that would say just that. Kind of feel sorry for us. We don't have a marketing budget. So if you like this product, please tell a friend. This was long before the days of where you could share things digitally and all that. So this going back, over 35 years ago. So it was something that, and again, I laugh whenever I think it's one of the cell phone companies. They have an ad now, and the woman on the ad says, oh, that was like word of mouth advertising. Yes. That's what that was word of mouth. That's what they did before there was real advertising. And I just smiled. I guess I might be around for a long time because we totally and completely depended on word of mouth because we didn't have any advertising.
Well, it worked, Mr. Lessman. It certainly worked, and that's why we are here today with HSN's biggest selling brand of all time, most highly reviewed, and the least returns. And when I say least returns, I mean, when we sell different things, we always say if you want to return it, you can return it. Well, Andrew's brand has the least returns of any products or any brands that we feature in our 45-year history on HSN. So there's a lot to be proud of and a lot to be excited about and feel confident about in any of the things that you're seeing tonight. Andrew just mentioned medications and different perhaps prescription drugs that we take and some of the effects, of course, that could have, knock-on effects. Well, one of the areas we've got to look at is our liver and also our brain. Alcohol-rich foods, they can all be a burden on our liver. This is a fabulous product, phosphatidylcholine. I've learned so much about this, Andrew, from you. And again, another one of the top sellers in the line.
Very, very straightforward product, extremely affordable product. Phosphatidylcholine, if you go online and just do research about phosphatidylcholine and liver health, you'll find an abundance of clinical research and science. And again, it shouldn't surprise you if you just consider one fact. If we look at the major component, the major structural component in our liver, in the working structure of our liver, it's phosphatidylcholine. So it shouldn't surprise anyone. It's like if you make sure that you have adequate levels of calcium, that's making sure that your bones have its most important structural component. If you have adequate levels of phosphatidylcholine, you make sure that your liver has its most vital structural component. And with phosphatidylcholine in the liver, it's I think exponentially more important because our liver is constantly regenerating itself. Our liver does the nastiest, dirtiest work. What I always say is digestion is an industrial process in our body. It's a dirty process. And the liver not only has to clean up after all the dirty work of digestion, but the liver is cleaning up after all the chemistry our body needs to engage in. So the liver has the dirtiest, most toxic burden of any organ in our body. And phosphatidylcholine is the structural molecule that the liver needs to really take advantage of something that the liver uniquely possesses, and that's not just its ability to heal. The liver has the ability to regenerate. So, and it makes sense that the liver has the ability to regenerate because, again, it has to do the dirtiest work in our whole body. And so phosphatidylcholine, as part of that normal regenerative process, it is the most vital structural molecule. So it's no wonder that there's abundant research on the benefits to phosphatidylcholine in terms of whether we drink alcohol. Most of us take medications as we get older, and these medications are all a burden to our liver, or just cholesterol metabolism, protein, amino acid metabolism, insulin metabolism, you name it. Our liver has a job to perform in virtually every one of these areas.
Show your liver some love with PC Liver and Brain. Again, fabulously rated, highly rated, nearly 1,000 reviews, online 4.6 stars. There is another product that we do want to highlight for everybody is available. It's the liver antioxidant extracts. There is a difference here, Andrew, between the two. Can we explain that?
Yeah, it's a very easy to understand difference. Phosphatidylcholine, that's the structural molecule, the most important structural molecule in our liver to engage in that regenerative work. What liver antioxidant extracts provides, these are the detoxifying tools. So yes, the liver does engage in all this dirty work, and what this product provides, milk thistle, standardized for silymarin, also our milk thistle, both our milk thistle and turmeric, which is standardized for curcuminoids, both of those are bound to phosphatidylcholine because it enhances their activity within the body. So, I mean, it's a brilliant design to the product, but it's a more brilliant design to our body. And so the molecule that is the principal structural molecule in our liver also enhances the bioactivity, the bioavailability, the benefits from milk thistle, the benefits from turmeric. So this is a comprehensive product that supports the detoxifying of the liver, which is important given the sort of the dirty work it needs to do on our behalf.
Especially if you think about, all that we've put it through, perhaps over the holiday season, if we indulged a little bit too much. I think, Andrew, this past year is maybe some new bad habits emerged. We're kind of at home a lot more and continue to be so in many ways. But when we're at home more and we're bored, we start to maybe drink a little bit more, or maybe we eat some more rich foods. It all has a knock-on effect.
Yeah, I think that being human just means that our liver is the hardest working organ in our body. Even if you never took a medication, never drank any alcohol, and just led a pristine life, your liver is still the hardest working organ in your body that has the dirtiest work that it must perform every day. So don't feel guilty for having a liver that deserves a little kindness every once in a while. It's just the norm of being human. And of course, if in being human we indulge a little here and there, it just underscores that it would be nice to show our liver a little bit of kindness.
If you'd like to order 30, 60, 120, or the 240 caps are available. Great pricing again. All the way to the 240, you're looking at $59.90. And whenever you see these charts, there are 3 columns. The first column is what the pricing would typically be. And even at that pricing, great value for money. While Andrew's here for his only big visit of January, this is where we are. And of course, it shows you the savings at the side. Andrew, just while we've got a second, something I always love to touch on at least once is Vitamin Angels. It's something that I know you and the team are extremely proud of, and it's also a feel-good factor for everybody that purchases your vitamins and supplements.
It's something that we started probably almost a decade ago with my friend Howard, who is the founder of Vitamin Angels. They'd always been doing wonderful things for children. It's a nonprofit, an incredible nonprofit, and he and I talked about doing that same thing in terms of prenatal vitamins, because I always knew that prenatals are the most important thing, especially in the developing world, the most significant opportunity that a supplement can provide in terms of changing the quality of life, changing the survival of a baby, the survival of its mother, and even the mental faculties of that child in the future. So it's something that we've been doing for almost a decade. I think we've almost given away a couple of billion prenatal vitamins. So it's something I'm very proud of, that we've transformed communities through this product, and I'm incredibly grateful to Howard, because we make all the vitamins. He just makes sure he gets them in the hands of the mothers who need them around the world. and 1/4 of them are right here in America, on Native American reservations here in America, where prenatal care is a little bit difficult to access, good nutrition a little difficult to access, inner cities, in rural areas. So it's not just all around the world, but right here in America that we make a difference.
We love it. Vitamin Angels, you can find more about it online at hsn.com. And thank you in advance for shopping with us. We're going to keep on going, talking about one of nature's most powerful ingredients, cranberries. We love our benefits from cranberries. This is ultra high potency, helping to support and promote bladder, kidney, and urinary tract. You can see the color of them is this beautiful color. Also a pretty color is this big bottle that we've got over here of cranberry juice. Of course, there's a big difference, Andrew, between me having a glass of this cranberry juice, right?
How about dozens of grams of sugar? That's the big difference. And of course, sugar isn't going to be the best friend of any urinary tract or bladder issues we might be having. And again, this is not a drug. This is not a medicine. You read the reviews, it might give you that impression, but what the product does and how the product works, by changing the environment, by supporting or promoting a healthier environment in the bladder in particular, that's where you notice a difference. And cranberry, it's something that I always sort of jokingly say that it's the poster child of a natural remedy that kind of made good, that Western medicine, our analytical science, has validated the benefits of cranberry. So it's something that I don't go a day without it, and I think certainly women are more aware of its benefits than men, but I think all of men, as we get older, because our bladder and urinary tract is influenced by what's going on in our prostate, it underscores the importance even for men as well to make sure that we're creating the healthiest environment possible in our bladder, kidneys, urinary tract.
Well, here's what people are saying about cranberry benefits. Again, there are a huge number of reviews online. We grabbed just a few of them right here. This very first review starts out with, "I'm now a believer. I keep getting UTIs and was getting discouraged until I saw this product and all the great reviews. I was skeptical, but thought I'd give them a try. I'm so glad I did. So far, so good. It's been 4 months. I only take one a day. I recommend this to anyone having problems with UTIs. I don't typically give reviews, but this product deserves a great one. Thank you, Andrew," says Janie. Next one says, "Perfection in a bottle. Being almost 72, I see how other people my age are faring health-wise. I have been taking Andrew's products religiously for well over a decade and would never be without them. One such product is the Cranberry Benefits. This I take daily, 2 a day, and have none of the problems older men can get. It is a joy to know that a healthy lifestyle, along with proper eating, and Andrew's products will keep me feeling this way." One more, "Game changer. Most recently, I have been experiencing urinary tract issues. My doctor advised that menopause and the fact that women have shorter tract, a cranberry supplement would help. So after watching your show featuring Cranberry Benefits, I decided to try it. I must admit, I was skeptical. I have been taking the supplement for approximately a month. For me, it's a game changer. Now I would not be without it." Andrew, we saw the word skeptical used a couple times there. I'm sure a lot of folks watching right now feel the same way, but that's why we offer this 30-day money-back guarantee.
Well, I think in any situation like this, we should all have a healthy skepticism. But there is an abundance of validation online about the role that cranberry can play in urinary tract health. You just want to make sure that you get a cranberry product that's going to be delivering the benefits. And that's what we do here. And you have also the validation of hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews on this product. And again, it's not a drug, it's not a medicine, it's not treating anything, except it's treating your bladder, kidneys, and urinary tract to an opportunity to a better environment. And that's how cranberry works. So it's not like a drug or a medicine or antibiotic or anything like that at all. Its mechanism is entirely different. And as most healthy things are, they work by just promoting or supporting a healthier environment, providing the materials that the body needs to do what the body knows what to do with if it gets those materials.
Extremely affordable. The largest size being the 240 is only $44.90, free shipping and on 3 flex pay. You've got to give this one a go. You talk about a great traditional ingredient now validated by science. There is a lot there to discover and a lot of rewards to be found. I want to go to a great way to start the day, and that's with Andrew's Ultimate Oatmeal or Oat Bran. First of its kind, cholesterol lowering, great source of fiber, but beyond all of that, tastes delicious. Andrew, we don't often get to do a presentation on oatmeal and oat bran, and you know, we all need to start the day the right way. There couldn't be a better way than this.
And our oatmeal and oat bran, it's more than conventional oatmeal or oat bran. First, ours is organic and gluten-free. At the time I introduced this, I couldn't find any oatmeal or oat bran that was both organic and gluten-free. But ours is much more. For those of us who enjoy our oatmeal and oat bran because of its cholesterol-lowering benefits, I figured I would transform oatmeal or oat bran. And ours is fresher because it's small batches and things like that. But oatmeal or oat bran, if you use it consistently, can probably lower cholesterol a few percent. 3, 4, maybe at most 5%. And that's very, very exciting. But our oatmeal, our oat bran, because of the addition of plant sterols, our oatmeal and oat bran can lower your cholesterol multiple times more like 15 to 20%. So our oatmeal and oat bran, if you're interested in it for cholesterol reduction and heart health, it's unlike any other oatmeal available in the world. I'm not sure of anyone else who've successfully combined plant sterols with oatmeal and oat bran, because cholesterol lowering, it happens by 2 different mechanisms when it comes to oatmeal, oat bran, and plant sterols. Oatmeal and oat bran, it's the beta-glucan that it contains. The beta-glucan in oatmeal or oat bran is behind its unique cholesterol-lowering benefits. So when you add plant sterols, you get to take advantage of both the beta-glucan and the plant sterols, which plant sterols are even more potent than beta-glucan. So the net result ends up turning a product from 3, 4, 5% reduction to 15% or more. And that's what's exciting about either oatmeal or oat bran. Excuse me. I prefer the oat bran. The oat bran for me, because it contains more protein, more fiber. I prefer the oat bran. Muriel prefers the oatmeal, but whichever works for you.
And here's what people are saying about it. I don't often get a chance to read reviews on oatmeal or oat bran, but this is a great opportunity because people, I mean, they love the taste. It's the taste that gets you.
It's fresher. It's better than any other oatmeal out there.
And it's done right here, of course, in the United States, in Henderson, Nevada. You will love this. Move over. The new oats are in town. I was raised on a different oatmeal brand my whole childhood. A couple years back, Andrew had Ultimate Oatmeal as a bundle with his teas. I bought it only for the teas. I wanted to try and thought, okay, I'll get some oatmeal on the side. No biggie. Oatmeal is oatmeal. Boy, was I wrong. There is a huge difference. Andrew's Ultimate Oatmeal had more texture, was fresher and plumper than other oats, and the taste was astounding. I have reordered twice and have never been disappointed. Good job, Andrew. Best ever. And then I'll read one on the oat bran. That was one on the oatmeal. This is one on the oat bran. A great way to start your day. This is the best oat bran that I have had in years. The texture is perfect and the taste is wonderful. I add some freshly grated nutmeg and cinnamon along with a little honey, and it tastes great. It has helped me to get my cholesterol down with, along with taking 2 Cholesterol capsules each meal. I will definitely reorder this product. Thank you, Andrew, for another awesome product. So again, Andrew, people are passionate. They want everybody to know that not only is it better for you, but it tastes fabulous as well.
Well, it's kind of like the Choco Nuvo. When we added plant sterol esters to Choco Nuvo, it made dark chocolate have the creamy texture of milk chocolate and be less bitter. When we added plant sterols to oatmeal and oat bran, it just gave it a creamier, yummier texture. And I think the reviews on this product are somewhere around 4.7, 4.8 stars, something like that. So again, it's another product that's virtually perfectly reviewed.
So there it is. It's available to shop for if you'd like to. Go to hsn.com, search Lessman, Andrew Lessman, or vitamins, and you'll be able to see it. Or, of course, type in the item number or oatmeal or oat bran, and it will pop up. Let's move along to our next item. Had, I believe, no airtime this weekend. I'm thrilled we get a chance to talk about it because we are living in a stressful world right now. It's easy to really feel a little overwhelmed, to say the least. There is a product that Andrew brought out, I believe it was last year, Theanine, naturally calming, helping to combat stress, promote relaxation and attention and focus without drowsiness. Andrew, great feedback already on Theanine.
Yeah, Theanine's an interesting product. Theanine, the reason why I started looking into Theanine is I was interested in why, if the caffeine molecule in green tea is the same as the caffeine molecule in coffee, why is it that green tea is not problematic for me, and whereas if I drink coffee, it's very overstimulating for me? And the answer is theanine, because theanine is the molecule in green tea that makes green tea sort of this soothing, meditative beverage, even though it has caffeine. It almost sounds counterintuitive that how could something that has caffeine be a beverage that's kind of calming and meditative, especially if you look at how they approach green tea in Japan, the tea ceremony. And the reason why is theanine. Theanine is this molecule that possesses these independent properties that tends to offer a calming focus. I don't specifically look at theanine as something for sleep. The way I use theanine is during the day, if I just sort of want that calming focus. If I have some green tea, and then I even add theanine to it, it just enhances its properties even more. So nowadays, I think a lot of us are distracted. We're under stress. It's difficult times. I mean, who would have ever contemplated that this last year would have been the year it's been in so many different ways? So I think it's only natural that some of us are struggling with the consequences of experiencing the last year in the fashion we have. And theanine is a great natural tool to try to reacquire a little bit of the calm, a little bit of the focus that gets lost among all the noise, all the distraction that all of us are dealing with. I mean, I'm certainly no exception. This has been a year for the record books in my life, and I never would have ever anticipated experience a year like this ever before on so many levels. And I'm sure most of you are sitting at home are probably nodding your head saying, like, yeah, this has been something.
It really is, and it's nice to see a product like this that is all natural, without side effects, but something that also can really help us, right? Combat stress, promote relaxation, give it a go. If you don't love it, you can return it. The largest size, great value as well. All the sizes are great value, but the largest size maximizes your savings. We always get questions about Andrew's immune factors. It is, from my understanding, always available as best we can have it available, but immune factors is available tonight. Are we doing that right now? Am I getting this wrong? Yes, there it is. I see it. Okay. So, Andrew, immune factors, a product that helps us perhaps get through the season. And it's
it's a product that I haven't really featured at all in the last year. And I think everyone understands why. I've talked about it, that I just don't think it's sort of an appropriate point of discussion right now. The most important thing we can do is to make sure, whether it's in terms of COVID or anything else, just follow the intelligent, rational guidance that COVID is a virus.
Yes.
And as such, there's no nutritional supplement or dietary supplement that's going to cure or treat that virus. But to the extent we make intelligent decisions, that we make rational decisions, we protect ourselves and we protect others. Immune factors, all this product is what it's always been. It's just been a comprehensive formula providing nutritional components, whether it's vitamins or botanicals, that support immune system function. There's no product, no matter what companies say, that's going to cure, treat, or prevent COVID or a cold or the flu. But to the extent we take good care of our immune system, make sure that we get adequate sleep, make sure that we're doing the things our doctor's recommending in terms of maintaining healthy blood sugar level, taking our medications for blood sugar, or medications, whether it's type 2 diabetes or medications for hypertension. These are the things that we need to do that are just part of everyday, normal, intelligent health care and wellness. And unfortunately, in times like this, those simple acts we tend to neglect other times. Those simple acts have greater consequences and greater significance now. So hopefully what Immune Factors serves is just as a reminder of all the things we can do. And again, whether it's wearing a mask or things like that, the last time I checked, if I'm going in for surgery, I make sure a doctor's wearing a mask. It makes sense. Nurses wear masks in an operating room. And the same thing, wearing a mask is not a political statement. It's a simple scientific statement that we respect others and we respect ourselves.
And I'm thrilled that you said what you said there, Andrew, on a number of levels. But, you know, as you said, Immune Factors is what it always was. It's simply a powerful blend of nutrients and botanicals. It's there to help us, to support us. Great product. I hope you give it a go. We always have it. Certainly over the crazy winter seasons, that's for sure. But it's certainly worth noting that it is available tonight. We're gonna keep on going. We've got 25 minutes left, and Andrew and I can probably still get through another dozen products or so. Our next one, we'll try anyway. Our next one, forgive me in advance, but I don't often get to present this with Andrew. Is it Quercetin?
It's Quercetin. You could pronounce it a couple of ways, Quercetin. And Quercetin is a polyphenol, like the EGCG in green tea, like the resveratrol in red wine. Polyphenol is that broad group of incredibly protective compounds. And Quercetin, it's most concentrated in things like onions, capers, cilantro, I believe, are like the three most concentrated sources of quercetin. And quercetin plays a role, I talked about it after Immune Factors, because it plays an important role in our body's normal, natural, healthy immune system function. Also, healthy support for circulation. It's an ingredient that if there were more room in our circulation and vein support product for healthy legs, we'd put a little quercetin in there because it does offer benefits to healthy circulation, and as such, because of its role in healthy circulation, it plays an important supportive role for our heart, for our lungs. So it's something that I wasn't planning on introducing, but last year we just got an enormous number of requests for quercetin. So we introduced it. And of course, ours is different because standard quercetin isn't well absorbed. It's kind of like turmeric. On its own, it's not well absorbed. So if you complex quercetin, just like if you complex turmeric with fat, it multiplies its absorption dozens of times. So our quercetin is delivered the only proper way to deliver quercetin, and that's complexed with phosphatidylcholine. We use the most important phospholipid in your brain and your liver to make quercetin more absorbable, more beneficial.
It's 083-718-3060-120 or the 240 caps. Special pricing because Andrew's here. This marks the end of Andrew's visit. Obviously, we've had a wonderful weekend. The big January visit coming to a close. If there's anything that you'd like to shop for, take advantage of, special savings, certainly now's the time to do it. Andrew, I feel like, as is always the case, January is a time for reflection, and we start to think about maybe some of the things that we can do, choices that we can make to help, you know, look after ourselves a little bit more. This is a good time of the year to do it.
Yeah, and I've even said that last year, so many of the things that we know are important, and I kind of alluded to them a moment ago, because of what's going on in the world, they become more important. That it's even more important to follow our doctor's instructions, manage our blood sugar, manage our blood pressure, things like that. So hopefully, there's a silver lining to all that's going on, that we appreciate the good health. And if we have good health, the good fortune that is, and we do our very best to hold on to that good health, because it is precious and it's not to be taken for granted.
Well said, perfectly said, in fact. Stay in the ordering process for Quercetin. Let us know what you think. It has just only recently been launched, but the reviews that are coming through are sensational. This, like everything we've showcased tonight, is made right here in the United States, all solar-powered facility, zero carbon footprint, everything to be proud of in a product that is all good. You're seeing images right now of the facility in Henderson. I miss not being there, Andrew. It's going to be obviously well over a year now since I've visited.
I mean, that's probably, I love being at the studio at HSN, but what I miss the most is the ability to do our shows from our factory, because that's a chance to show off what I'm so proud of, that we actually make all of your products, and the facility that we make them in is unlike any other manufacturing facility in the world. Its cleanliness, the fact that it's entirely solar powered, all of the laboratory equipment we have to validate the products to prove that they deliver exactly what you want. So I miss that. But hopefully, if the world cooperates, and maybe all we have to do is just have, like, me and a camera person wandering around the facility, we could do that, and make sure that we're going to be COVID responsible and do that this year.
Well, talking of being responsible, something that we've all got to do is be responsible and look out for ourselves with the things that we buy. So many of us, well, first of all, have bought an Omega product and not liked it. We didn't like the fishy aftertaste. We didn't like just the way it sat with us, as it were. We look at some of the labels and you get worried about maybe what's in it. This is an Omega product with no contaminants, no mercury, no fishy aftertaste at all. It's on, as I lovingly say, the Mount Rushmore of Andrew Lessman products. There are millions and millions and millions of us who are taking an Omega product. This is better. This is better than the Omega product you just bought from the big box store, and we can prove it with the facts, because the facts don't lie. It is one of Andrew's most popular products of all time. And Andrew, as you kind of take us into this, I'll start lining up the usual suspects, because yours is smaller, tinier, but even more powerful than the others on the market.
It's a smaller capsule, but it delivers more of the omega-3s that you want. And just because something might say on its label 1,000 or 1,200 milligrams of fish oil omega-3s, it likely contains a small fraction of that. That's how much fish oil it contains, not how much omega-3 it contains. And also, I think this is an opportunity to really see how differently we make products, because the typical omega-3 product is a large, hard-to-swallow capsule. It's difficult on your stomach. It upsets your stomach. So this is entirely different. This will never upset your stomach. There'll be no fishy aftertaste. That every company can make an omega-3 the way we've been making omega-3s now for several decades. They just choose not to. They're willing to cause people discomfort with their products. So ours is different. We also, unlike most omega-3 products, we focus on the most important of the omega-3s, DHA over EPA, because EPA is not the most important omega-3 to your brain, to your eyes. DHA is. In fact, your brain is about 2/3 fat. Of that fat, probably 98, 99% is DHA. So that's why DHA is the principal omega-3 in our product. In your eyes, DHA is even more concentrated than in your brain. And again, that's why we focus on DHA. Oh, there's Lincoln.
Sign of approval there. He's obviously feeling better.
Yeah. So I think Muriel just came in with Marcel.
Oh, we love Lincoln.
But so, yes, Lincoln's being a good watchdog. Even a little under the weather after a surgery, he's being a great watchdog. But, and again, so when omega-3s are typically made, what's really fascinating is fish oil is something that we think has to be natural. But most omega-3s on the market are not natural. Most omega-3s on the market have been synthetically modified, and they're not triglyceride. They're synthetic ethyl esters. So it's just something that it astounds me, actually, to think about that.
Andrew, real quick question. If I'm at home right now, and I just heard what you said, and basically we're saying that a lot of what people buy is the synthetic form, which is the inferior form. If I go right now into the medicine cabinet, as it were, and I grab my omega-3, what am I looking for? What would I look for to see exactly what they're using?
Well, unfortunately, most companies don't even disclose on their label that it's ethyl esters and not triglycerides. And then most omega-3s do nothing about fishy aftertaste. So regrettably, most labels are not all that full disclosure. Some of them don't even disclose the levels of actual EPA and DHA. But what you will find is that the majority of products will have higher levels of EPA than DHA. And DHA is the most important of the omega-3s, so our product gives principally DHA because of its importance to the brain, to the heart, to the eyes, and unfortunately that's, I'd say, 98, 99% of omega-3 products focus on EPA rather than DHA.
You got to get it. If you are somebody that already takes an omega product, just make the switch to this. It's better. I promise you, it is better, hands down. And I don't say that lightly. Pricing, sensational. If you're ordering it today, there is 4 different sizes, 30 all the way to 360. Normally $159 and change for the 360. We're under $100, saves you $60 and is on 3 flex pay. Over the years, an astonishing 3,700 people have gone to town to leave wonderful reviews on this, and the majority of which, as you can see, are 5-star. I'll read just a couple quick reviews. The first one I think folks have been reading for themselves. It says, best omega on the market from Nancy. This one says, no fishy taste. I was a little skeptical to purchase this at first. I've heard so many people complain about trying fish oil pills that claim to not have a fishy taste, and then they are disappointed when the product tastes like fish. Do not hesitate to buy this. It really has no fishy odor or taste, really. I've taken them every day for the past 2 months and have had no issues with them. They are easy to swallow too. I have to tell you that since I've started to take them, I've felt so much better. I've had problems with my body and joints, and since I started taking these capsules, I've seen a noticeable difference. One more. This is from Glenda. She says, best omega-3 on the market. This is my favorite omega-3 product. It is more potent and easier to swallow than anything you can buy over the counter. I will keep coming back for more. I love the reduced prices and free shipping specials. Andrew, we can certainly talk all day and all night and express these points about it, but as I go back to the facts of the facts, it simply is better. And it's important that we do this research to understand why.
Well, it's better from a scientific standpoint in terms of it delivering omega-3s in the natural triglyceride form, the form your body can use. And it's also better just from an experience standpoint in that it eliminates fishy aftertaste, and it will not upset your stomach.
Right. Well, with that being said, they are sending me over this way. Gosh almighty, we have about 13 minutes left, folks, or even less than that. Stay with us. I know there's a lot that we've shown you tonight. If there's anything you'd like to see more of, there are videos online at hsn.com. Again, take advantage of the special pricing while it lasts. This is the culmination of Andrew's big January visit. This is the time to say, yes, I'm going to do this for myself. Let's talk about our eyes. We need to help our eyes and support our eyes, that is for sure. As we get older, there's the natural age-related changes that we all go through, that we all experience. And of course, then there's the modern day experience, the human condition, which is we're all on those screens, seemingly all day and all night. The phones, the laptops, all the computers. Andrew, we're living in a different time, and as such, our eyes, they're trying to keep up.
No, the way we live simply accelerates those natural age-related stresses that our eyes experience. And the fact that we're now using LED lights everywhere, which can come with an increased blue light or high-energy light burden. So we need to be conscious of what it is our body uses to protect itself from that high-energy radiation, that high-energy blue light, UV radiation, and that's lutein and zeaxanthin. You know, there's certainly systems within our eye that have been developed over centuries to protect ourselves from blue light, from UV, because that's also present in sunlight. But again, the way we live now, we're taking those stresses up to an entirely different level. And unfortunately, lutein and zeaxanthin, the critical molecules to protect our eyes and to protect our vision, those are not readily available from our diet. So unless we're eating an abundance of spinach and kale and other green leafy vegetables, we're just not getting the lutein and zeaxanthin. And these are not ingredients that work on our eyes to deliver benefits like a drug or medicine would. These are ingredients, lutein and zeaxanthin, that are part of how our eye works. That lutein and zeaxanthin are their definition is as the macular pigments in our eye. They're integrated into the macular region of our retina, which is the most important, but also the most fragile region of our retina. And so, again, having great vision is partly inheriting great genes and then giving our body what it needs to protect and promote that healthy vision. And this is our most comprehensive product for eye health. It delivers lutein and zeaxanthin, of course, at levels 12 milligrams, 6 milligrams, which are the perfect level in terms of giving you what you need to protect and promote healthy vision. Also, we provide other ingredients, anthocyanins from bilberry, that will promote healthy night vision, the visual purple portion of our retina. And so it's comprehensive in terms of giving our body what it needs to cling to this precious gift we receive. And unfortunately, our vision, and unfortunately, the way we live, it isn't in favor of our healthy vision nowadays.
So what do people think about it? What are they saying about it? Let's find out. First review starts out by saying simply, great product. Like all of Andrew's products, this is wonderful. And I take a lot of his products. This is a see the difference product, no pun intended. Just had an eye exam and I couldn't be happier. At my age, I was expecting a not so good report, but was so happy when the doctor told me my prescription has not changed much in the last 3 years. Wow. I told him the vitamins I was taking and he told me don't stop, they are working. Next one, thank you. My aging eyes were suffering from dryness at night. I had tried several over-the-counter eye drops my eye doctor recommended, but never felt they helped that much. After doing some research and reading the reviews on this, I decided to give it a try. I was amazed after taking this product for just a few days that I no longer needed the drops for my eyes. My eyes feel moisturized. This is a reorder. I tried Ultimate Eye for 60 days now, and I will not be without my eyes. Thank you. And finally, what a difference. Your Ultimate Eye Support product, Andrew, has helped my dry eye symptoms tremendously. It has made a significant difference. I was using an eye drop solution every day and every night that wasn't helping at all. It was very frustrating. I had second thoughts in taking the product. I just couldn't accept that what you were claiming, that it would make a difference. Well, from my mouth to your ears, it does make a difference. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Andrew, for a product that actually works. And Andrew, just to talk about you like you're not here for a second, as it were. Because this is true. I mean, it's easy for me to say this because I know you and I've worked with you and I've had the privilege of calling you a friend for the past 4, 5, 6 years. But I will say this to anybody watching. We are characters on a TV screen. And obviously what you are seeing, we're putting our best foot forward, and it's hard to know is it all real? Is it all true? Is this really as good as it is? But I want everybody to know at home, Andrew is not only the smartest gentleman I know, he's the most and I mean it, he is the most principled person I've ever met. He is obsessed with giving you, his customer, our customer, the very best. Every word that has been spoken tonight, none of it is hype. None of it is exaggeration. None of it is just fluff. Every word is real. And that's why, Andrew, I feel that when we read the reviews, it just helps to reinforce what's being said, because we can also trust these other voices who are just like us. Well,
that's very, very kind of you to say, Adam. And part of the reason why I love the reviews is because I'm uncomfortable doing anything other than trying to just provide some basic background science, talking about lutein and zeaxanthin. So I'm really more talking about the way our eye function, our body functions, than the product in particular. And what's great about the reviews, especially the volume of reviews, that it's not a handful of reviews on all these products. We're talking about typically hundreds or thousands of reviews, where typically 80 to 90% of them are 5 stars, and as I said before, we have over 200,000 reviews, and we don't have a lot of products, and those reviews average almost 4.7 stars. So that makes me very proud that we successfully make products that encourage people to leave positive opinions, and that's our perfect report card, because the only reason my company exists, I mean, it's my parents have always said that I need to kind of get a life, but this is my life, and this is what I love doing, and I've been doing it for 41 years, and I can't imagine not doing it. So my only goal that I set out to have is to make products that make a meaningful difference in people's lives, and to do it better than any other company. And that's our goal. And those reviews are, I guess, the ultimate validation that we're doing pretty well. Notwithstanding that, we always We'll always update, upgrade, change our products. They continually evolve based upon feedback, based upon the science. That's what we do.
It always evolves, Andrew. It never stands still. It's always getting better as things change, as things evolve, as new things are learned. They get better, they improve. We're going to move on.
I was just going to say, I don't stand still because I've done 8,000 steps already in our show.
Well, think of how many I've had to do it. Well, in fact, I've not done it. You've done 8,000 steps?
Yeah, Lincoln's been watching me walk in a small circle for the last 2 hours.
I'm always curious as to what you're doing when you're on these shows. Now I know, Andrew. You're on your feet the whole time. I'm not surprised. We have one last quick item that we want to just quickly mention, and that is Max L&Z, lutein and zeaxanthin. Andrew, you mentioned that the body cannot make lutein and zeaxanthin, and we really don't get a lot of it from our diet. So you wanted to help by giving us a booster option as well.
Yeah, the typical American gets about 1 milligram a day. Our product delivers 18 milligrams. So basically, you could take your day's supply, and that's more than 2 weeks of what the typical American would get. And the 18 milligrams we deliver, these are the levels that are recommended. So this is not a number that, again, I pulled out of thin air. These are numbers based upon the science. And the reason why this product exists, because a lot of folks would say, well, doesn't Ultimate Eye contain 12 milligrams and 6 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin, respectively? And the answer would be yes. So for most people, that's perfect. That's all you need. But last year, when I went to my eye doctor, and I go once a year, we should all go once a year, get the pressure of our eyes taken in terms of glaucoma risk, have our retinas looked at to make sure that everything is going correctly there. But when I went there, he said, you know, for certain of my patients, I would love to have a booster formula that can give them an additional 12 milligrams of lutein, 6 milligrams of zeaxanthin. And they also said some patients will just choose that as their basic lutein and zeaxanthin supplement. So it was based upon that. And also, I had received that same inquiry and feedback from other folks, which obviously they're ophthalmologist or optometrist and made the same recommendation for them, that we introduced our Maximum L plus E. So all it is, it's not this comprehensive formula like Ultimate Eye. All it is lutein and zeaxanthin as concentrated, and as concentrated, potent, and pure as possible without anything else. So it's as economical as these two very, very expensive ingredients can be.
And I pierced one of the capsules. It's a beautiful, gorgeous color, Andrew, a reddish color.
Well, typically we think of lutein and zeaxanthin as being yellow. But because this is so concentrated, it actually looks almost like a scarlet, like a crimson kind of color. But if you spread it around on a white surface, you quickly realize that it becomes yellow as it becomes thinner. And understanding, of course, we're talking about this laying itself down in terms of a pigment in our eyes, which it works like, basically even research will refer to it this way. It's almost like wearing a pair of yellow sunglasses inside your eye. Just as yellow sunglasses, when we wear them outside, increase the perceived sharpness of our vision, that's what lutein and zeaxanthin do within our eye, but there's no yellow color that affects our vision because our brain and nervous system knows how to utilize lutein and zeaxanthin and kind of correct for it. So it's the perfect natural internal protection. It's sharper vision now, a better adjustment to periods of bright light or dark light and going between those two kinds of environments, and just long-term protection of our vision as well.
Andrew, when will we see you again?
The end of February. I'll be back. I guess it's about 5 or 6 weeks. I'll be back, and we should have our circulation vein support as a Today Special then.
Wonderful. Andrew, from all of us here, thank you so much. I hope Lincoln feels better really fast, and thank you for spending the past 2 hours with us. We always love it.
My pleasure. I've been just watching him the last 2 hours, and he's doing well. Thank you, Adam. And
thank you, Andrew.
Everyone. Stay
Love
safe.
to the family. See you soon. The amazing Andrew Lessman.
Care.
Stay with us for more here on HSN. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.
Come with us on a journey to Greece and discover innovative beauty solutions that are time-tested. Powered Powered by the Greek flora, Quercetin harnesses a wealth of plant species that exist only in Greece. We handpick our Greek botanicals and extract them in our own labs. By combining the best of nature with science, Quercetin delivers powerful results in each product. Immerse yourself in the beauty of Quercetin on HSN and hsn.com. HSN's first big sale of the year is almost here, and we'll have big deals on big names. Enjoy low sale prices on thousands of your favorite items. Shop exclusive weekend-only deals during HSN's first big sale of the year. Starts Friday. Never run out of the things you love with AutoShip at HSN. Receive your favorite items with automatic deliveries and easily customize your shipping preferences. Plus, AutoShip locks in your order price while enrolled. It's the smartest way to get more of a good thing. Search AutoShip on hsn.com.
Hey, welcome into HSN. I'm Shannon, and I don't know about you, I try my utmost best, and if there's ever a year, especially as we move into the new normal, where we want to live our healthiest and live our best, it's certainly now. These are healthy finds, and we really do have a great variety of things to not only help you prep your food, save time with sensible snacking,